So, in an act of fairness, that's the only way this could be assessed, is I'm going to say something nice about Aaron Rodgers because I didn't love him talking about psychedelic drug use. I think if you want to change your life, you could go to a licensed professional, not out in the forest and take a tea that makes you vomit and poop. But that story has now passed. Aaron Rodgers doesn't really want to play 4 snaps in a preseason game. Aaron doesn't need to play in the preseason. One of the reasons I've always loved the NFL is, and I've said this many times, I'm just not somebody who lives and romanticizes about things in the rearview mirror. I'm a windshield guy, not a rearview mirror guy. And all the products we have, you ever had a product and it's new and improved? And I love that because a company has a product and then a company goes, hey, new research shows our audience doesn't love this about our product. And so we're going to offer a new and improved product with some of the same foundational qualities, but we're going to elevate it. So I like new and improved. And one of the reasons I love the NFL is they could put a banner over the league every year, new and improved. They get rid of stuff if it doesn't work. They elevate or adapt or evolve if they can improve it. The NFL is the new and improved league. Baseball struggles with change. Football doesn't do things simply because somebody before them did things. Love that kind of business. So Matt Stafford last year didn't play a single snap in the preseason. Not a snap. How'd he do game 1? Perfect against the Chicago Bears. 3 touchdowns and 156 passer rating. Daniel Jones played all sorts of snaps for the New York Giants in the preseason. His first week, he lost by 2 touchdowns, 22 of 37. You can either play or you can't. Okay, in college football, think about this. It's 19, 20, 21-year-olds. They have no preseason. And they're limited on the hours they can actually practice. NFL's not. Bryce Young, Alabama, goes from California to Alabama, first game, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 344 yards. Limited practice, no preseason, 19-year-old quarterback. You're telling me NFL quarterbacks need preseason games? They simply do not. Tom Brady won a Super Bowl in a year in which there was a pandemic. He had no OTAs or exhibition games. In fact, he had to practice on a high school field with a helicopter hovering overhead. Aaron Rodgers, I hear this. Well, he's got new receivers. Yes, so 4 snaps means nothing. The NFL mostly does everything right. They really do. They're the new and improved league. If it was up to me, I would reduce the preseason to 1 game. And I would play undrafted free agents, rookies, borderline guys holding on by a string, and I'd play them for 3.5 hours. And that's what I would do. I think the preseason is about injuries. It looks aesthetically awful with empty seats. There is absolutely no proof that playing in the preseason makes you better. Matt Stafford did not take a single snap and was brilliant with a brand new offense and brand new teammates in week 1 against the Bears, a team that had a pretty good defense. Daniel Jones played all sorts of snaps. He was awful in week 1 and lost by 2 touchdowns. This is one of the few things the NFL needs to get right. They went from 4 preseason games to 3. I would reduce it to 1. There's an argument to be made. Scrimmages with other teams, 1 3.5-hour outlet. Every other year you get a home preseason game. By the way, the attendance would probably improve if you only asked people to pay for 1 more game every other year instead of 2 home games a year, which they previously had. So I agree with Aaron Rodgers. Kind of a waste of time. 4 snaps, 10 snaps. Aaron can play. The young wide receivers, it's called practice. You can get better there, too. Hard Knocks was on last night. That's the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell's interesting. So he had a run as an interim coach in Miami. It didn't work well. I thought his initial press conference in Detroit, he butchered it. Campbell is an incredibly passionate guy, loves his players. I find him infinitely likable, highly emotional. He cries at the drop of a hat. That's a great quality. And his players, similarly, are very emotional because that's kind of the passion he spreads. So this was Jamaal Williams from the Lions last night. It's like he's taken a cue from Dan Campbell about I'm all in. The world doesn't believe in us, and it's become a very, very emotional team. It's fun. I mean, it's incredibly, infinitely likable. I tend to think it doesn't win you any games. I think there's 4 things in the NFL that win you games: talent, situational excellence, elevated quarterback play, and don't turn the ball over a lot. That's the game. That's the league. Can this give you a lead at half against a bad team? Maybe. But Detroit is unique in that mostly in this league, you and I are going to agree on the really good teams at the top, about 10, and the really bad teams at the bottom. Detroit, when you look at their schedule, they may be the only team in this league I could talk myself into them winning 9 games or 4. They get a real break with their schedule. 7 games on their schedule, they face a team with a fairly shaky quarterback situation where Jared Goff will get better protection and be a better quarterback than who they face. Washington, Seattle, Chicago, the Giants, the Jets, Carolina, Chicago. Those are young quarterbacks, or Carson Wentz, mistake-prone quarterbacks. They also face 2 talented quarterbacks, both at home and both young, Jalen Hurts and Trevor Lawrence. So they're going to have a quarterback either experience edge, home field edge, or consistency edge in 9 games. Okay, so that's 60% of your schedule. Could they go 8-1 in those games? Absolutely. They were very, very competitive last year against good teams often. They just didn't have any depth, and they were terrible defensively. They didn't have a pass rush. They were bad on the back end. Nobody gave up more late touchdowns, it felt like, than Detroit. So they are a very unique team in that you start looking at this schedule, and if they stayed healthy with their offensive pieces, you could see them winning 9 games. I don't. I see them winning like 6, 7. But I think the emotional stuff makes them easy to root for. I've always felt this league comes down to 4 things. You got to have talent. You got to be excellent situationally because the games are close. You have to have elevated quarterback play off script, and you can't turn the ball over a ton. An occasional pick is okay. Can't fumble it, and if the ball's on the turf, you better pick it up, not them. So easy to root for, rooting for them. We said last year they were the most interesting bad team in the league. My guess is they're a 7-win team. That's it. But I will say this. A friend of mine who gambles for a living thinks they're going to beat Philadelphia. It's the bet of the week in week 1. And he thinks they're going to win 9 games and be a playoff team. So there are people who do this for a living that gamble professionally, think they, not my Vikings, the Lions, are the sleeper in the league. Mention Hard Knocks, by the way, is currently streaming on HBO Max, which does a nice job with sports.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.